Good morning, YouTube. I think we're going to talk some more about the most recent Sigcident, at least the most recent footage that we have, the most recent one that we have good footage of. Now, if you haven't seen it, it's up in my my YouTube Shorts. Shit, I even put it on Twitter. You can go over there and look at it. But you'll see security camera footage of like a guy that's a security guard. It looks like he's just kind of sauntering out of the guard shack. He's got his hand on or near his belt, maybe touching the gun a little bit, and then the gun goes off. The comments on Sig's social media, so here they are shilling their new 2011 that takes 320 mags, and you just go through the comments. How's that 320? Not trusting anything Sig puts out. Wait. They put this wonderful human in a video finally. Who's letting us Kevins on film? Well, that was a nice comment, actually. I'm not buying another Sig until they give us some sort of credit for all our 320s sitting at home, unable to use in competitions. That's not a nice comment. It's all in caps, too. That guy's really mad. But anyway, it doesn't look like the situation on Sig's social media has improved at all the last few months. So it's like interesting to see that. Now, like I did have an insider reach out, regarding the latest Sigcident. Let me read to you that. As a USAA employee, I can confirm this is the second incident where a holstered P320 has discharged. The first was when a security guard was struck in the leg when his holstered P320 discharged as he exited his patrol vehicle. So I guess Sig would say that was the seatbelt did it. I've spoken with other protective officers, that's the official job title, he says, who've told me they don't feel safe carrying 320s as their issued duty pistol. Well, they could carry them unloaded, just a thought. And leadership is downplaying it. All they've done since then is equip the protective officers with new holsters. Okay, so that's interesting. So, obviously when you see the guy on video, like maybe touch his gun or he's got his hand back there and he's fucking with something. The question is like, is there an obstruction in the holster? Is it the right holster for that gun? Blah, blah, blah. All those sorts of questions. Saying they got new holsters. All right. And he also says, I've handed out tourniquets to the guards before, halfway joking. Well, that's nice. It's a nice thing to do to give guys tourniquets before they go out on their shift. That'd make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. That's nice of you, man. All right. Let's see what your comments were on my video discussing this, because I think you guys had a lot to say about it. All right. Love your videos. Almost 100,000 subscribers. Good job, man. Well, thank you. Thank you. Love the fact you're in AZ. I'm in AZ sometimes. Sometimes I'm in Arizona. It is a good time of year to be in Arizona now. For sure. I got to wonder if it's the adjustment. Are they taking it to the max or does it come factory like that? I think if they deleted the adjustment, it would be okay. I don't know if I'm wrong. I don't know what he's talking about adjusting. All right. Finally, someone posts the link in the description instead of just saying they'll do it. Yeah, man. Bitch, I come when I say I will do it, I deliver. I'll put the link to the footage right in the description. All right. I don't trust the Sig P320. But can I trust the P365 lineup for CCW? I think you probably can. Probably. It seems different. I thought you were just an interesting fellow competitive shooter. I had no idea you had some Zen-powered anti-Sig thing that you have taken upon yourself to command some chunk of plastic and steel to erupt by itself, not once but several times, even on camera. Man, I'm impressed. Well, thank you. All right. Is Ben Steger a Helldivers 2 player? Yes, occasionally. Occasionally. I'm starting to wonder if this is a Safariland issue. It often seems, at least what I've seen, that these uncommanded discharges are from P320s and Safariland holsters, just throwing it out there. Maybe it's been addressed and I haven't seen it. Well, to be fair, if there's a P320 that discharges like in a police officer's holster, it's probably going to be a Safariland holster. Just because of how dominant they are in the market. Ayo, Ben, what happened to that Sig from the chick in the competition? Any updates? Yes, I can give a little bit of info on this. So the gun, again, not my gun, not even really my story to tell, but the gun that went off at Area 3, it went to a place to be looked at, and those people got a preliminary report, which I would say is pretty detailed. It's not like a smoking gun type of thing that Sig haters would take and be like, oh, this is it. But I mean, it's interesting information. It's not mine to share right now, but I know that it happened. The gun went and got looked at by, like, again, a disinterested but very competent party. And the gun is now being looked at by someone else. And I think some information will eventually come out about this. Again, I don't think it's like the Sig haters, like, they're going to be, oh, yeah, such a boner for this. Like, this is what we need. This is the information. I don't think it's that, but I think it is going to give people some information if and when that information comes out. Sorry, I have to be a little vague. It's not my gun. Like, it's not my thing. But eventually I think they'll put out the info they have. I'm just amazed people are still running the P320. Sig has done absolutely nothing productive to improve user trust in the company or the product. Who are the holdouts that refuse to be disillusioned by Sig's gaslighting and crooked business practices? Well, they did put out one video saying how to inspect your 320. I thought that was actually nice. Sent Sig an email requesting they do something about the non-trust issue. They replied by email stating it's perfectly safe, and at the bottom of the email they stated I would face litigation if I shared the email. Huh. Yeah, that is weird. I'm not even sure I really... What the hell is that? All right, here's a comment on Phil Strader. That's the marketing dude from Sig, was on with Calion Noir, which was, you know, it was one of these. It was fine. It was just like a corporate jerk-off thing. All right, this is always a tough decision. Who do you believe? Phil makes some really good points, and just my knowledge of how the gun works, I tend to agree with Phil. I don't think it's possible for the gun to go off without a trigger pull. I haven't seen one video of somebody can make the gun go off without the trigger being moved. All these idiots putting a screw in the trigger and then moving parts to make the gun go off are all legitimate points, but the main point of that is they have to press the trigger basically to the wall and then manipulate parts. And obviously the sear slips at that point. But to Phil's credit, the triggers are depressed almost every video I've seen, somebody's hand touching the gun. Which makes me think, or what's in your trigger guard that you press the trigger? Oh my God, I can't with this guy. It just goes on and on. But I also agree if you're not going to defeat the striker block without the trigger being pulled. What the fuck? Okay, he got to his conclusion. It was a windy road. If it wasn't going to work, we needed it. But again, I'm not gonna carry it again. All right, he's done carrying the gun, even though he kind of agrees with Phil. Whew, we got there. I'm just watching that interview with Calion. Being a spokesperson for Sig is the equivalent of being Baghdad Bob. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the story you have to tell. You know, I don't think it's quite that bad, but it's not great. All right, Ben wearing a shirt with 30 lives talking about SIGs is hilarious. Well, thank you. Yes. All right. That's going to do it for now. I think, as always, more interesting stuff will be coming as it relates to SIG. It seems like the issues, it's not really slowed down too much for them. Jesus.